A Ripple employee just confirmed a much larger wave is about to hit this market. And yes, XRP and the XRP ledger will also ride that wave. And I'm very excited about this. We're going to be talking about it. Welcome to the channel, everyone. My name is Nick. For those that are new to the channel, hopefully by the end of this video, you do become a subscriber. If we take a quick view back to 2021, it feels like it was forever ago, even though it was only 3 years ago. But if we go back and we look at this post here from CoinDesk, we have the World Economic Forum. Blockchain could disrupt $867 trillion in traditional markets. I strongly encourage everyone to join the free Discord. There's going to be a link at the top of the description below. This is one of the most valuable and informative Discords out there, and it's completely free. There's a free side that has a ton of free crypto gems, free market strategies, guides, market trends, free charts, and there's also going to be new cheat sheets dropped in this Discord. And already, we have a ton of testimonials from members of the Discord that have been absolutely loving it. So what are you waiting for? Go and click the link at the top of the description below and join the free Discord. Now, we know that these figures have grown significantly, but this is what they were looking at. They were looking at equity, debt, securitized products, derivatives, securities financing, repurchase agreements, and also even lending. And then, of course, asset management and fund administration. As we look at the equities markets, yes, they're being disrupted. Debt markets, yes, they're being disrupted. All of these markets are being disrupted, and it's all through tokenization. But this was back in 2021. And in the report from the World Economic Forum, we have here, over the past year, remember, this is 2021, financial services and technology experts were engaged in a series of global workshops and expert interviews. Look at all of the names here. You have BlackRock, JP Morgan, the BIS, the DTCC, the CFTC, Citi, Credit Suisse. I mean, the Bank of England, the list just goes on and on and on. And it's crazy because if we look at all of these names, guess what they were doing? They were looking at how they can utilize DLT within equities, debt, securitized products, derivatives, securities financing, and asset management. This was back in 2020. They were planning this back in 2020. We're now starting to see and witness the moves being made around tokenization, and it's through these names. Even when we look at the contributors list, you have the DTCC, you have BCG, you also have some very large banks here as well. I mean, this is pretty crazy stuff. I mean, the names that were tied back to tokenization and DLT use cases, even Swift as well, back in 2020 and 2021, and to see where we are at now, you can clearly see how this is accelerating. And also, look at the project leadership here. From the World Economic Forum, head of shaping the future and the future of financial and monetary systems. Interesting. Some very large names as well. The thing that I'm really looking at when it comes to this is just how early we still technically are when it comes to tokenization, but that's not going to last long. Standard Chartered recently put out a post back in June. It was the end of June, and it said trade finance to play a substantial role in the 30.1 trillion tokenized real-world assets market by 2034. Now, I talked about the trade finance space, especially when it comes to XDC, but they're telling us $30 trillion by 2034. By 2030, it was 16 trillion, which means this figure is going to double over the course of 4 years after the fact. And I don't believe that it's only going to be, $30 trillion by that point. I foresee tokenization, once we hit that first trillion, I'm telling you guys, it is going to spread so fast. But remember who Standard Chartered really is, okay? Because remember, they were tied back to this report from the World Economic Forum, as you guys do see there on the bottom. But remember the fact that they invested into Ripple back in 2016. All right. And the quote here was, digitization is a key priority for the bank to facilitate trade, commerce, and investment. Ripple is one of the most advanced DLT companies in the industry with immense experience in financial services and compliance. Through this investment, we can leverage Ripple's expertise and co-develop more commercially viable applications to support the evolving needs of our clients and their ecosystems. This was back in 2016. So as we think about this, Ripple's expertise and their experience only improved and increased. So I wonder what's going on today with Standard Chartered and if they're still focused on working with Ripple. What we know that they are. How? Well, Zodiac Custody. Zodiac Custody is a company tied right back to Standard Chartered, as you guys do see here. And we know that they're working with Medico. Zodiac Custody integrates on Medico network. Now remember that Medico is now Ripple. Again, this confirms that Standard Chartered still has major exposure to Ripple. Now, why am I bringing all this up? Why am I talking about this? Well, let's address a few things. Number one, Archix. Archix recently announced an extension to their existing collaboration with Ripple, expected to bring hundreds of millions of dollars of tokenized RWAs, real-world assets, onto the XRP ledger over this coming year. I'm bringing this up because recently, Marcus Infanter, the SVP of Ripple X at Ripple, was on Tony Edwards' podcast, Thinking Crypto 1, regarding how the XRP ledger is primed for institutional adoption with RWA tokenization through Archix, etc., the upcoming Ripple USD stablecoin, and much more. Check this out. Crypto revolution traditional financial institutions are embracing tokenization. He highlights institutions such as BlackRock embracing tokenization is more bullish than the launch of the crypto ETFs. 100%. Check it out.
I very much welcome what we're seeing. And what I'm particularly excited about is, we've seen this year a clear shift from traditional financial institutions moving beyond the point of offering crypto as an investment class to their customers, but now they really want to make the move into solving actual frictions by entering to the game of tokenization. To give you an example, BUIDL by BlackRock has in many ways for me been a bigger deal than a spot Bitcoin ETF.
So there you guys have it. And yes, tokenization is the next frontier for these institutions. And I question, who are they going to choose? Well, even if they do tokenize on other networks, all right, there's still a need for a market. There needs to be an underlying market. Custody solutions are huge. We already know that Medico is already working with some of these big institutions. I mean, even if we go back over here, we know HSBC, which is on here, is working with Medico, which is now Ripple. All right. BNP Paribas is also working with Medico. A lot of these big players that we now see entering this space in a big way are all still working with Ripple, or what now is Ripple with Medico, for an example. They're already lining up the big players. And also, if we go back to June 14th, Archix co-founder and CEO Graham Rodford discusses bringing financial institutions on-chain, the new RWA collaboration, and what it means for the XRP Ledger developers and users in a fireside chat at the XRP Ledger Apex. Check this out.
This new collaboration between Archix and Ripple. What does it mean specifically for all the XRPL users and developers here in the room?
Working with the traditional players is a challenge. So we've kind of gone down the route of build everything yourself. So we've got the custodian and the exchange, and the bit that was really obviously missing for us was the tokenization. So we decided to build our own tokenization engine. And within that, we built the functionality we think is needed for securities. We've known the Ripple team for some time now, and we've always kind of liked the technology as well. So we've decided to implement it into our tokenization engine. What that means in terms of a product is everything we're doing is available on XRPL.
Now, remember what we have heard from Graham Rodford. Here we have the Global Digital Securities Exchange suggests that trading volume for XRP on the XRP ledger might surge to an astonishing $30 to $50 trillion. Such a forecast could significantly enhance Ripple's adoption and send the XRP price soaring to surpass $100. Shout out to Bank XRP for this. And you guys know me, right? I don't like saying XRP to $100 or $1,000. When we think about this, yes, this would mean XRP would go to $100. All right. Listen closely to what is being said here.
30 to 50 trillion, all on XRPL, trading on RTX.
Here we go.
Behind my original projections, but the total market is 1.4 quadrillion, everything that's ever out there. And if you start looking across any of those asset classes, they're all starting to move on-chain already. And the ease with which we've seen people interested in money market fund, tokenized treasuries, and those types of instruments, the support for stablecoins, when you're talking about replacing cash, when I see DTCC, Euroclear, Clearstream, it only takes one of them to flip onto natively digital, and that's trillions of assets on its own that move. So, tens of trillions, I think we could see. And bearing in mind it's 1.4 quadrillion, this is still a tiny slice of a huge market. 30 to 50 trillion, all on XRPL, trading on RTX.
Here we go. $50 trillion. 2 years from now, Ripple, Twitter will replay the session.
And, as crazy as this does sound, and by the way, there you have Marcus Infantry again. As crazy as this sounds, it's not unlikely. Like, this is something that I could foresee happening. If we're talking about 30 to 50 trillion on just one network out of, over $1 quadrillion, that's not that bad. Like, that's not like a crazy prediction. That's not an insane prediction. $1 quadrillion on the XRP ledger, I would be like, come on, let's get real with this. It's not all the money that XRP will have. But this is something that I'm watching closely. This is something that I'm very interested in because, yes, it would cause XRP to go absolutely parabolic to potentially $100 plus. But when is this going to happen? Well, he did say in this interview that it could happen around, I believe, 2025. I don't know if he says that in this video clip. Let me just play that one more time.
And this is still a tiny slice of a huge market. 30 to 50 trillion, all on XRPL, trading on RTX.
Here we go. $50 trillion. 2 years from now, Ripple.
Yeah, 2 years from now, 2025, because this was back in 2023. So again, Q4 of 2025. I'm not seeing it personally, but hey, I would love to see it. But we also have from Marcus Infantry, remember this from June 13th, when he highlighted the announcement with Archix, and he said, super delighted to announce Ripple's collab with Archix Exchange. It's been great working with Godfather, which is, of course, Graham Rodford, and his team to get this over the line. The tokenized RWA revolution is coming big, BIG, to the XRP ledger. Again, if we are really focused on what type of moves are being made right now, I know that we're still very short-sighted and we're looking at this and saying, oh, well, XRP is still at so-and-so cents. When we take a look at tokenization, it really does only take one of these players. One of these players to tokenize, whatever they're doing, having a digital twin. I mean, the DTCC, which is a name on here, is settling $3 quadrillion worth of securities transactions per year. $3 quadrillion by the DTCC. And then you look at some other names like Swift, which is moving. There is, predictions around like $5 trillion per day. I don't know what it's at now. I think that was back in like possibly 2020, 2021. But the amount of money that's out there that's moving on a day-to-day basis, the FX market, 7.5 trillion per day. Like, these are massive amounts of money that will be trading 24/7, 365 on DLTs. The writing is on the wall. All you have to do is pay attention to what's happening. And even as we do look at Ripple, remember back in May, again, from Marcus Inventure, our meetings with TradFi around tokenization have become much more tangible. They now come to Ripple with real use cases teed up. They're already ready. At FT Crypto yesterday, I discussed why it won't be long before banks are ready for mass adoption of blockchain. And as we look at tokenization, that is what's leading us down that path to mass adoption through these big banks that are already here, that are already prepared for this. How do we know? Well, because going back to 2020 into 2021, look at all the major banks that were ready at that time. They are still ready even today. And the ISDA is on here as well. We just made a video talking about the ISDA. Derivatives, they will be tokenized. $1 quadrillion market. The DTCC, $3 quadrillion worth of securities transactions per year. Like, these are the amounts of money out there that will soon be on chain. So when we look at the XRP ledger, if it does grasp 30 to 50 trillion, XRP will definitely surpass $100. But the thing about that is, when is this going to happen? We don't know. But does this sound too far-fetched? No, absolutely not. When we take a look at some of the valuations behind, securities, derivatives, and things like that. So with that being said, if you guys enjoyed this video, if you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.